Tiffany Haddish.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, okay, here's a little microphone right here. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now? No, can you hear me? All right, well, I'll use my theater voice since we can't hear on the thing. I'm really happy to be here and to share this time with you guys. The library is so important to me. Growing up, my mom used to drop me off at the library, and I'm going to tell you, I was not reading books. I was watching little movies that they had there. I was looking in magazines. I was watching stage plays on VCRs and VHS tapes, and I know y'all don't know what that is, but your moms, they know, your moms and dads, y'all remember the VCRs? Yes. Get in there. You still got a VCR? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And I used to watch stage plays and cartoons and things because we didn't have cable at home. So the things that I couldn't watch at home, I would watch at the library. And I remember when the internet came, this is back in the 1900s, y'all. Some of y'all don't know about that. But the internet came and I learned how to sign on to the internet and I learned how to use the internet. And eventually I learned how to read. And I started reading books on all different kinds of things. And I was always in the encyclopedia looking up stuff. Like, what are unicorns? Where do they come from? And they said some things. I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that unicorns are real. And to me, they're magical creatures that are kind and gentle. And that, to me, represent something really prestigious. And if you're kind to a unicorn, it'll be kind to you and bring magic into your life. And if you're mean to a unicorn, you might get stabbed with the horn. And I believe that's who I am. So I wrote this book because I wanted something for the kids. I'm a comedian and most of my comedy is for grown-ups. And I suggest none of y'all kids do not watch my comedy. It's not for you. But I know that kids love to see what I'm doing. And so I wanted to do something for you guys. And that's why I wrote Layla, the Last Black Unicorn. And it's based off of my experience growing up and how I felt when I went to school and how important it is to go to school and how important it is to be yourself. I think it's really, really important to be who you are. Don't try to change who you are. Be who you are, because God made you the way you are for a reason. And you have special skills and special gifts that somebody else might not have that can help others. And I think that's really important. So with that being said, I want to share Layla, the Last Black Unicorn with you. I'm going to read it. And I'm going to tell you right now, my eyeballs running and I'm a little bit emotional because I'm just so happy that you all came out today. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So let's get this party started. Layla, the Last Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish and Geraldine Nolan and illustrated by Jessica Gibson. Jessica. Okay. Layla loved summertime in the overlooked woods. She loved having nothing to do but explore every nook and cranny of the forest. And this is a part of the forest. Ooh. Along with her friends, Gwendolyn Goblin, Olivia Ferry, and Cecilia Cat, Layla would spend her days searching the highest branches of the Munson trees for the sweetest hanging fruit, chasing sprites until she was too tired to move. You see, she's like running around after the sprites and stuff. That used to be me chasing my friends. Okay. And exploring every twist and turn in Melvin Minotaur's maze. But at this summer's end, things were different. As soon as the first leaf fell, Layla knew it was time to start going to school. Ooh, school. Layla lived in the heart of the forest with Trevin Troll. Trevin had watched over her and cared for her since Layla was barely old enough to trot on her own. He was kind and silly and had a laugh that could shake the clouds. Do I really have to go to school tomorrow? Layla said to Trevin as he tucked her in for the night. Everybody has to go to school, Layla. It's nothing to be scared of. It's where you start to show the world how truly special you are. But I'm not ready, Layla argued. Yes, you are, Trevin said, smiling as he tickled her behind her ear. Trust me, she ready. The next morning, Layla put on a brave smile as she first stepped toward the grand gates of Unicornia. As she peered into the main courtyard, she thought she was in a dream. There were unicorns everywhere. And see how pretty the school is? And there's unicorns all over the place, just like her. Different colors, but they're all there. And remember, she grew up in the forest. There weren't many unicorns there. It was just her. On the blacktop, as a group of unicorns was playing hornball while they waited for the first bell to ring. That's a twofer, Peachy Pink, a blue unicorn said. No way, Babsy, a rose-colored unicorn shout back. It's totally missed. So it's a dunkster. You lose a turn. Babsy seemed to know her friend was right. So she lowered her horn and stepped out of the circle. The ball started to whiz around again as one unicorn after another slapped, whacked, and kicked. Layla tried to keep up with the action, but it was all moving too fast. That said, the game did look like a lot of fun. So when the ball skipped out and rolled over to her, Layla tried to throw it back, but pop! Her horn stabbed the ball. You see that? Oh no! Ooh. Hey newbie, you just wrecked the game, Babsy said. It was an accident, Layla tried to explain. I didn't know the rules. We don't play hornball in Overlook Woods. Oh, Peachy, said, shaking her head. Newbies just woodsy. And I came up with the woodsy because back when I was in school, they used to be like, Tiffany, you so ghetto. And I'd be like, oh. Don't we all live in the ghetto? All the other unicorns laughed as the last bell rang to start the day. Unfortunately for Layla, things did not get much better from there. She got lost on the way to her homeroom, had no one to eat with at lunch, and sat in someone's chewed gum during recess. If this was her showing off how special she was, Layla would just as soon have hidden behind a Munson tree for the rest of eternity. So she wasn't feeling very good about her first day. Wasn't really going very well, you know? Sometimes that happens. Trust me. But she knew she had to go back again the next day, and she was determined to find a way to fit in. Layla asked her friend, Olivia Ferry, to do her mane, so it was awesome all over. Gwendolyn Goblin showered glitter around her legs and hooves, and Cecilia Cat made bows out of leaves and beads out of beetles. Now she ready. Layla sang that she danced a little, so she ready. She felt cute. You know, you feel cute. Get your hair done and everything. But when Layla stepped off the bus the next morning, Babsy Baby Blue took one look at her and said, oh my, bows and beads and bangles and glitter. This girl is so very woodsy. And see them looking at her, judging her, because she's trying to fit in. Haters. By the third day, Layla didn't want to go back to school at all. Finally, Trevin knocked on her bedroom door. "You're going to be late, Layla." "I'm not going," Layla shouted back. "I hate Unicornia. Everyone there calls me Woodsy." "Woodsy?" Trevin laughed. Right. That's wonderful, honking off his laugh. If I had an ingot in where were you again? Well, in this story is money, ingot. If I had an ingot for every time someone called me Woodsy, I'd be one rich troll. Layla buried her head further under the pillow. They just don't know. They just don't know how special you are yet, Layla. Just be ready, and I promise your time to shine will come. Later, at the bus stop, Layla imagined having Trevin on her shoulder, Gwendolyn on the other, and placed Olivia and Cecilia in her heart. No matter how mean the other unicorns were, no one could take away what she had inside. And that's true. Nobody can take what you got inside of you. They can say whatever they want to say, but nobody can take what's in your heart. It's yours. Remember that. That day, Miss Carensom arranged a walking field trip into the fiddly-dee-deep forest. Fiddly-dee-deep. Miss Carensom partnered up with Layla as they wandered into the woods, but she was so busy looking at her compass, cantering along, talking about the beauties of the woods around them and see, they're just walking around, and Miss Carrison's like, "Look at this, look at that." She didn't notice that there was a large patch of devil's shoestring and ouchy-wouchy shrubs right in front of her. "Oh, my dear me," Miss Carrison cried. "Bubbly sharks and fiddly hawks, my foot, it's trapped." Oh, she got trapped in the devil's shoestrings. Oh, no, and the ouchy-wouchies. "It's the shrubs, Miss Carrison," Layla said, running over to the whispering willow trees. "I know how to get it to let go." Layla gave a branch to each unicorn. "Now do what I do," she told the class. "Tickle the ouchy-wouchy shrubs. Tickle the plants," Babsy exclaimed. "Seriously? Ha! It's the only way. Nothing can hurt you while it's laughing." And that's from my experience with my bullies. If I make them laugh, we don't fight. That's how I kept from getting beat up in school. And much to the whole class's amazement, it worked. Mrs. Carensom got up and dusted herself off, but when she bent down to get the things she dropped, she cried, "Oh, oh no, my dear, my compass is broken." "Don't worry, Mrs. Carensom," said Layla. "I grew up in these woods. We don't need a compass to find our way." But then suddenly, a huge thud shook the ground, and the woods around them grew dark. "I'm scared," Babsy Baby Blue shuddered as the unicorns all clustered together. "I don't like the dark." So now they're all scared and they're in the dark, and they don't have a compass. But guess who knows they way around? Layla. She used to it. "Oh, you guys, there's nothing to fear," Layla told them as she turned around. "That's just Melvin the Minotaur. We must have accidentally wandered near the entrance to his maze." "Hey, Layla!" "Hey, Melvin," Layla smiled. We're a little lost. Can you help us find our way back to school?" "It'd be my pleasure," Melvin told her, before turning to the rest of the unicorns. "And you know, I used to be scared of the dark too, before I met Layla, that is. Then I learned when something's black, It's really just where all the colors meet. So it's a whole combo. That's what we is. Hello. And there's Melvin. Look how big he is. When they got back to school, Miss Tulip, the principal, was waiting for them. Layla, you're a hero, she exclaimed. Nah, Layla explained as she smiled. It's just how I am. She ready, she told the teacher as she did her little dance. She ready, she ready, she ready. The end, yes, she ready. The end, thank you. Now, I'm opening the floor up to any questions. Anybody got any questions about the book or anything? You can ask. Yes, ma'am. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I love it, because that's me. Yes. What year was I born? I, I, I don't mind if they ask me my age. I'm very proud of my age because I survived. I lived. And I don't care how old I get as long as I get old. So I was born in 1979. You do the math. Yes, young lady. Are unicorns real? They're real to me. I believe there are people that are here on this planet that are like unicorns. They help each other, they take care of each other, and they protect others. And so, yes, I believe they are real. But I saw they talked about a unicorn in the Bible, and I believe it's actually a rhinoceros. But I believe they real. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm planning on writing many more books. There'll be many more to come. Every year there'll be a new one that drops. Thank you. Yes. My favorite movie I've ever made that I've been in. Okay, we in here with a bunch of kids. But for the kids, Secret Life of Pets too. Yes. The first book I ever wrote. Okay, there's one that I wrote that I had to do for school. And I didn't get the best grade on it because I was just learning how to write. And it was called Tiffany's World. And I don't think that will ever see the light of day, but I think only my teacher will ever see that book. But that's the first thing I ever wrote, and it was 15 pages, and I was very proud of it. But I did not get the best grade, and I feel like that teacher was a horrible critic. But the first book I ever wrote and published is Tiffany Haddish, The Last Black Unicorn, and that's a story about my life, and I don't think you should be reading it until you're 16. Thank you. Yes. Yes, I'm friends with Kevin Hart. He's like my big brother, but he's shorter than me. Yes, right here. Your name is Olivia, so you're going to be a very good, helpful friend to others, right? Good, good. Yes, young man? Your name is Jaden? Awesome. Nice to meet you, Jaden. Yes? Was I ever in a girls group when I was younger? No. And I wish I was, but we couldn't afford for me to be in a group. Are you in a girls group? I see you all have the same outfits. Awesome. Embrace Girls Foundation out of Miami. Okay, I'm proud of you guys. Wait, you guys came from Miami? 7:30 this morning? Are you guys sleepy? No. She's sleeping over there. Well, I'm glad you guys came. And it's so good that you're in a group so you learn how to work together. And that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, sir. Can I teach you more about the library? Yes, but I'm going to tell you what I know about the library has changed a lot See, we used to have index cards that we used to have to go look through in the cabinet. We used to have to pull out a drawer and look through it. Do y'all still got that here at this library? No, y'all don't got that no more. Everything's digital now, so now you just type it in, I guess. But I could show you some things about the library. I don't know this library in particular. I'm used to the Inglewood Library in Los Angeles. But I wouldn't mind walking through the library and showing you things that I like in the library, like the nonfiction stuff. And do you guys have encyclopedias? Encyclopedias? Y'all don't have? Y'all do? Well, y'all don't even know what encyclopedias are. Oh, I used to love a good encyclopedia. I got to show y'all the encyclopedias. I love encyclopedias. Yes. My favorite book? Okay, I got a few favorites. Okay, so all the Dr. Seuss books were my favorites as a kid. As I got older, I read Alex Haley's Queen. That's the first full novel that I ever read all the way through. There's another book called Brave New World that I really like. That book, and they ended up making that into a Peacock series, which I was like, oh, okay. There's a lot of books. Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life is one of my favorite books that I read over and over. It was just like self-help, get you going to take care of you, because you can't take care of anybody else until you make sure you are taken care of, but that's just a few of my favorites. Yes, sir. How does it feel to be a mermaid now? It feels so good to be a mermaid. So you must have listened to that podcast. So thank you. So I was on this podcast and I was talking about how I always wanted to be a mermaid. And so I went to this school in Long Beach, California, and went ahead and got certified to be a mermaid. So now I'm a certified unicorn mermaid. So who knows? Layla might go to the beach and she might meet a mermaid named Tiffany. Yes. Yes. What inspired me to write the book was that I wanted something for you guys to have, something that was appropriate for children to read, but also I wanted to share my story with the youth. I shared my story in my adult book. That's for grown-ups, though. But I needed something for you guys because I did this show called Kids Say the Darndest Things. And the kids, one day, one of the kids said, I read your book. And I was like, you read my book? No! It's too adult for kids. So I wanted to make something for you guys to have. And so there'll be something that comes out every year for you guys. Yes, ma'am. What inspired me to be a comedian and an entertainer? I love to hear people laugh. It's my favorite sound in the whole wide world is laughter. And I love to see people smiling and hear enjoy. And for me, it just fills my heart up. Even if they're laughing at me, if they're like, how you feeling? It still makes me feel good. I don't know why it does, but it does. And so I just wanted to hear that more often. It makes me feel good, and I see it makes others feel good, so that's why. And then I became an entertainer professionally so that I could pay my bills. Yes. Yes, if you noticed, Layla lived with Trevin Troll, right? And she didn't have anybody like her, so she is in foster care basically. But I didn't want to bring up no social workers or nothing like that in kids' book. But I will be making stuff like that. Yes. Do I live girl? No, I do not live in a mansion. I live in a 3-bedroom house in South Central LA. And people always think I live in a mansion. They're always thinking why you're famous, you're a big star. Why don't you live in a big house? Why are you living in South Central LA? And for me, I feel like, why would I waste my money on something? It's only me. I don't have a whole bunch of kids. I do have a big family, and they all have their own homes. I don't want to live with them no more. I'm done with them. And I just need something for me. And I feel safe over there. There's people that care about me over there. And I want to be an example to my community that you don't have to run away to the hills into a big old house. You can stay right where you are and invest in your community and make it better. And since I've been in the hood in South Central Los Angeles, and I haven't moved, I've noticed that my community has gotten better. I'm opening a grocery store. I've bought a few apartment buildings, and I'm housing foster kids. For me, it's not about like making sure I'm living in the lap of luxury. I feel like as long as I'm happy with me, I am in the lap of luxury. And I can go to other places and do fun things and come home. And I feel very comfortable and safe in my home. Yes. The toughest part about publishing my book was figuring out what book company I was going to do it with. And who was I going to have do the illustrations. For me was the toughest part. I already know what stories I want to tell. And I collaborated with the Geraldine. She's actually a third grade teacher, and she's been teaching for over 25 years. I'm not a teacher of kids, right? So how I wanted to write the book was some of the words might have been too big. Some of the things, the concepts might have been a little difficult. So I collaborated with her to help me to make it palatable or edible for children, or so they could be edified. I like big words. Sometimes they don't match, but I've been doing the verbal advantage program that I had got from the library. I need to return that. Actually, I should return that. It's an audio thing called Verbal Advantage that I checked out from the library like 6 years ago. I should probably return it. But I send them checks all the time, so I feel like I bought it. So, yes. My favorite color is blue. Blue, like Tiffany blue is my favorite color. Yes. Have I ever walked on a red carpet? Yes, I've walked on many red carpets, darling, at the Oscars, the Emmys, all kinds of awards. Even I've walked on blue carpets. I've walked on all kinds of carpets. Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes. I've been in 2 music videos? Which ones? I've been in way more than 2 music videos.
The LMA one and
Oh, the Babyface one. I also was in. Do you love music? There's a bunch of music videos I've been in. I got a song that I put out called "Come and Get Your Baby Daddy." That's a music video. Yeah, come get your baby daddy. I was also in a Johnny Gill music video. I was in a Drake video. There's a long list of videos that I was in. Yes, ma'am. Layla will have a stuffed animal soon. Actually, I've been collaborating with Afro Unicorn. I don't know if you heard of Afro Unicorn, but and the woman who started that company, she lives in South Central LA, just like me. And it's funny. Somebody was like, Tiffany, I think she was inspired by Tiffany Haddish, the last Black unicorn, realizing that there's all these unicorn stories, but there's never no unicorns that look like us. So I really appreciate her for doing that. Where can you get this necklace? Well, I designed this necklace myself. So maybe I might talk to the creator, the guy that put it together for me, and maybe we might do something, that's more in the affordable range. But I got this from Icebox in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can. You can. You saying like on the Instagram page and stuff like that? I actually collaborated with this company, and I look forward to being able to share it with you guys. It's in the process of getting done, but it's a app where they upload the book and the images from the book, and then you can read the book in short form, but also you can like take pictures and make memes of yourself, like with Layla, and kind of like Pokemon Go, and you find it like Pokemon, so like you could be like walking around and it'll like make everything look like the overlooked forest and all that. It's really, really cool, and that'll be coming out in about 4 months. Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes say they can't do it, and I'm supposed to encourage them. But when they see from somebody, maybe at a higher status,
right.
What would you say to them?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't actually learn how to read until I was about 15. I could only read at that point on a first grade, second grade level. And my drama teacher is the one who discovered that I couldn't really read. I was very good at getting people to read to me. I was very good at like figuring out how to get out of class when it was time to read. Very good at being a distraction. And once my drama teacher figured it out, she made me sit down every day at lunchtime and read to her. And what I would say to a child that feels like they can't read or they can't do it, because I felt that way, because somebody at home was telling me I was stupid all the time. And they was telling me I was dumb and that you can't do anything right. And I believed it. And I would tell them, don't believe the hype. If somebody tells you you're stupid, they're wrong. They're the ones that's stupid, right? They're the way, and they might actually be just telling you that you're funny. Like, later on, I figured that's what they was telling. But what I would say to someone, that I would say to the youth, try it. Every single day, spend 5 minutes reading something out loud. You might not ever be the best. Here I am, 43 years old. I'm not the best reader in the world, but I have fun doing it. And because I do it, I learn so much about what's going on in the world. It fuels my soul and my spirit to do right, do good, and look out for others. And it puts me in a position to be able to help. If you don't know how to read, you can't be useful in society except for with your hands and stuff. It's like, be useful with your mind. And you have to learn how to read in order to do that. Thank you. Yes, young man. Do I like TV shows? Do I like TV shows? You asking somebody who been on TV shows, do they like? Yes, I love TV shows. I like watching TV. It's just certain types of TV that I won't watch. But for the most part, I love watching TV shows. But I like to read more than watch TV. Yes. What characteristics made me successful? Okay, I'm going to tell you. I had a goal, right? I had a goal. I believed in myself more than anybody else. Nobody will believe in you. Nobody will believe in your goal or help you with your goal if you don't believe in yourself and your goal more than anyone else. And then I did the work every single day. I'm a hard worker. Every day I do something towards my goal. I will outwork everybody in this room. You understand me? That's how I see it. I'm a hard worker, and I will do the work that it takes to achieve it. And that is what leads to success. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. So are you. You're beautiful too. Yes.
What do you feel about making your book?
What do I feel about making my books? I feel good about making my books. I feel joy about making the books. I feel very honored to be able to share my experience with others. And sometimes the best way to share your experiences is by writing them down and letting others read them. Yes, sir. Why is what? Why is Melvin so big? So Melvin represents this man that lived down the street from me. His name was Melvin, and he was like the tallest person in the neighborhood. He was like 6'5", and I thought he was a giant. And he was always helping me, always protecting me, and keeping me out of trouble, and guiding me and my friends that lived in the neighborhood. So he's really big because to me, he's a protector. That's why. Yes, young lady standing there. Yes, we can take a picture afterwards. Yes. Yes. What advice would I give to my younger self? I would tell my younger self that don't listen to the negative things people say. What you believe about yourself is what it is. That's the truth. And you have to do the work, and don't be afraid to do it. And don't get married till you're 30. That's what I would tell my younger self. Do not get married until you are 30. Let that sit in. Because she wasn't ready. Yes, sir. Say what? Yell it at me. Oh, what do I do to relax my mind? I dance. I turn on my favorite music and I dance, and then I just go to bed. Or I'll take a bubble bath. Or drink some tea, dance some more, and go to bed. Or sometimes my mind be really frustrated. Sometimes I get very frustrated by things, and I will go into my closet and I will scream at the top of my lungs until I'm tired of screaming. And then I feel much better. Yes. How do I enjoy acting? I enjoy it very much. Except on the days when I'm sleepy, because it's hard to pretend to be someone you're not when you're tired. That's why I try to always live in my truth. And I get paid to act. I get paid to pretend. Yes, young lady, right there. What's my favorite book that I wrote? As of today, there's another book that's coming out that's not for you. That's my favorite book. That it's not for you. It's for the adults. It's called I Curse You With Joy. And that's for the adults. Yes, sir. On my free, I do poetry in the form of rap music. But I do write poems and stuff, but then I put them to a beat and then come and get your baby daddy. Dedicated to my ex-husband. Yes. Yes. Do I have dreams in life? I have dreams every day. My whole life, I feel like I'm living my dreams. I always dreamed. I remember being a kid and coming to the library and listening to someone read their book. And I always dreamed that one day I'd be able to do it. And so here today, a dream is coming true. So thank you for coming. Yes. My favorite part about the book is when Layla helps Mrs. Carolson get out of the ouchie wouchies and the devil's shoestrings. That's my favorite part because that's what she discovers who she really is. It's okay to be woodsy because she knows how the woods work, you know? It's okay to be who you are and come from where you come from. Yes, sir. Say what? How many days do I sleep? 7 days a week. I sleep every day. Sometimes not long enough, but I sleep every day. Yes, ma'am, in the back. Okay, so she asked, when did I have the passion for acting and comedy? So, girl, this is a little bit of a story. So when I was 11, 10 or 11, a movie came out called Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Right? In that movie, the detective says to the rabbit, why are all these people doing these nice things for you? And the rabbit says, because I make them laugh, Eddie. If you make people laugh, they'll do anything for you. And I was like, that's the ticket. That's how I'm going to get people to help me do my homework. That's how I'm going to get people to help me from getting beat up in school. That's how I'm going to make friends. I'm going to make people laugh because I didn't have very many friends at that point in time. I was taking care of my mom, taking care of my brothers and sisters, and I was feeling very alone in the world and scared of everything. And once I started making people laugh and like having fun, and when I would go to school, now I would get in trouble for this because I didn't know how to do it right at that point. And I remember there was this girl named Lerone Tall, and Lerone was like, Tiffany, you are so funny. You should be in drama. This is by the time I got to junior high. She's like, you should be in drama. You're so funny. I was like, drama. No, I don't want to do that. And there was this boy that I had a crush on, and his name was Adi. And she was like, well, Adi's in drama. And I went to this predominantly white junior high school. In high school, it was only 3% black. It was like 5% Hispanic, maybe 2% Asian. The rest was all white, right? And so Adi was in that drama class. And if I got in that drama class, he was the only black guy. I would have been the only black girl. And I thought to myself, then we're going to have to kiss. We're going to have to be together if I'm in the class. And I got in the class, and lo and behold, my drama teacher believed in interracial relationships. So I never got to kiss Adi, but that opened my mind up to the world of the stage and to make believe and to bringing joy to others. And that got me falling in love with drama. Then I was getting in trouble though in school so much. My social worker got tired of coming up to the school. And she told me by the time I was 15, almost 16, she said, you got two choices this summer, Tiffany, because something wrong with you, little girl. You can either go to the Laugh Factory comedy camp or you can go to psychiatric therapy. And she said, which one do you want to do? I said, which one got drugs? She said, you're going to be on drugs if you go to therapy. I said, well, I'll go to the comedy camp. And there is when I learned when to be funny, when not to be funny, how to write a joke, how to tell a story. And it changed my whole life and sent me on a trajectory to where I am today, sitting here in your library. Yes, with the bows. Yes, you've been having your hand up a long time. Say what? You have a unicorn necklace? Awesome, we're twinsies. If you got one, yes, in front of, yes. Yes. What's my favorite movie I made? Well, didn't we have this question already? Lego Movie 2. Yes. When I started to act, it was in drama class and I was 13 years old. Yeah, 12, I was 12. Yes. My first play was Macbeth, and it was for a drama festival. I was 13. We were turning 13. I was turning 13, and it was for a drama festival, and we had to compete with 375 other schools. And we had to drive 2 hours to this one school, and we all did our plays, and we won first place. So yeah, yes.
You want to put these over here? They're going to be for raffle.
Oh, we're doing a raffle for the books.
Raffle, so we're going to be wrapping it up. You want to take one last question, Tiffany?
I'll take 2 more questions.
2 more questions. You get to pick.
Okay. In the back there, yes.
We can't hear you. You have to speak up.
Do I ever think about opening an acting school of my own? No. No, ma'am. That's a lot. No, ma'am. That's too much for me. Yes. What has been my favorite what? My favorite accomplishment so far is getting my mom out of the mental institution and putting her in her own house and getting her better. To me, that's my favorite and my biggest accomplishment. Taking care of my family.